Hey guys, MSG Retired here, doing my Friday update on Jeremy a day early just because I'm going to be tied up tomorrow and I'm not going to be able to get to it. Not a lot of movement going on. I want to talk about some of his court cases, and I'm only going to deal with Orange County for right at the moment because there's a couple of things that have taken place there. We'll talk a little bit about the videos that were released on Metro State, and now they're gone. Also want to talk a little bit about PoliceTube, and yeah, we'll go from there. First off, let's go ahead and take a look at the Orange County Court, and we'll look at his first open case here. Come on, there we go. All right, so this one was a sexual offender failure to register, false registration, guilty pleas, not guilty pleas were entered 9/2/2020. On 6/2/2021, which was June 2nd, it was adjudicated as guilty. Now, there's a caveat to that I want to talk about. And we're going to go down here to the plea form. And we're going to look at the actual plea form. So there was a plea form in which he pled nolo contendere, which basically is no contest. It still holds the same penalties as a guilty finding. However, he does not have to admit guilt. So to him, I guess maybe that's a win by not having to admit guilt. But basically, the maximum sentence was 10 years. And then we go down here to the prosecutor and I have agreed to the following. And it's kind of coded here, NPCTS 2+3 at sentencing. He was sentenced to 300, nolo, or anyway, basically they're talking about the nolo contendere that he filed. 366 days, 24 months of, let's see. I'm guessing that's going to be probation, 24 months. They changed the bonds to, looks like personal recovery. No GPS release until sent. Date in August 2021. Divest himself from all Metro State holdings. So this all came about, no contact with Jennifer Burton. So this all came about in regards to his plea deal, in regards to the nolo contendere and the and his sexual offender stuff that came up in Orange County. So let's go back and look at some of the other stuff. Let's see, let's go down to the next one. This is falsely personating an officer and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And this one is actually set for a pretrial hearing July 27th. And then August 9th for a hearing trial. Just looking to see if there's any, he's got a release, here's the release order. But that was agreed to from the previous charges that he pled nolo. Just a little more written out, a little bit easier to read. And we'll check the next one. It looks like all the rest of them are going to be for the same dates. and he's on the current release order as of June 3rd. So he made those pleas on June 2nd. They came to an agreement. He was released, and he's still out. Although he's been missing in action and no one's seen him. We haven't had any reported sightings. If you do see him out there, let me know. Leave me a comment or shoot me an email. Email address is easy to find on my msgretired.com website. And there hasn't been any other movement on these trials. Look at the next one, falsely personating. And they're all going right out to the July 27th pretrial and the August 9th hearing. And he is, like I said, he is out on release. So that's where he's at as far as his court cases go. Now, some interesting things have happened on the Metro State website. So the Metro State website, right after he was released, there was some pretty damning looking videos that were posted. Jeez, I wonder who posted those. Now, while Jeremy was in jail, Jennifer had access to the YouTube channel because she was posting their conversations. All that stuff's gone. Disappeared. Poof. Now, he's not supposed to have any type of contact with Jennifer Burton. I don't know if that includes third-party content. I would assume so. That's all social media, so on and so forth. However, his attorney could have maybe asked her to take all that stuff down because it's pretty damning evidence on some other stuff. There was one, and the big thing, and the reason I follow Jeremy is because of the stolen valor. And I know I put it out there every video. Contact me. Let's discuss it. Let's get that behind you. It's only a matter of time before somebody actually does the footwork in order to file stolen valor charges, both federally and state. State, I think, is going to be way easier to prove. Florida does have a Stolen Valor Act state statute that would be very easy to prove. His video of "I'm a retired Army captain," will be saluting as he talks to the two NCOs that are at a military funeral. I couldn't watch a whole lot of that because it made my blood pressure go way up. Yeah, that really aggravated me. Retired Army captain. So this was an older video compared to his "I was a major" video when he was all dressed up in his wannabe police uniform. And he said he was a major for 12 years. This was when he was a captain. So he self-promoted himself. Now, in the Omarski interview, we learned that he was a lieutenant at the time. And then that was 08, 09. 2012 time frame when that video came out, he had self-promoted himself to captain. And sometime between then and now, or when that last video was posted, he self-promoted himself to major. So probably staying within the time constraints of the promotions, which is kind of odd. It's actually kind of funny because he never did any of the work to achieve any of those ranks or any of the ribbons and decorations he wears or any of the training that he claims to have had. I get aggravated when I talk about it because, the stolen valor stuff, we would stop hounding him about that if he would come clean. But because he filed a nolo contende on one of his cases, he doesn't want to admit guilt. And I think we may see that on some of his personation charges. I think he may plead nolo for reduced sentences. He's already got to divest himself from Metro State. He's got to do away with all that stuff. And I would not be surprised if he pleads nolo contende to the rest of his charges that are pending in Orange County. That would not surprise me one bit. Some other things that are happening. I got an email from PT over at PoliceTube, and I guess whoever's in charge of the Metro State site, I believe it's registered to Jeremy Dewitte. Therefore, when they submitted the copyright violations, it would be under Jeremy DeWitte's name against PoliceTube for copyrighted videos. Basically, PoliceTube, under Fair Use Act, was taking some of those videos, some of those pretty damning videos that were released, and doing his commentary and critique, I guess, of the content of those videos under the Fair Use Act. However, when the copyright infringements were filed, of course, YouTube has to immediately act. Otherwise, they'd be in violation of the law. So PoliceTube's, I think he's supposed to get shut off on the 27th. He has fired up a new channel, PoliceTuber. So, you know, that I find that very odd that they only attacked his channel. I don't know of any other channels that are carrying any content in regards to Jeremy Dewitte that have been hit with copyright infringements. Of course, I don't show any of their videos because I don't want to give them the benefit of people seeing it. That's just me. I'd rather talk about the stolen valor. I showed a couple of clips of video from Real World Police when he made his 14-year or 12-year major claim, 14 years Iraq and Afghanistan claim, popped riser into Fallujah. Yeah, popped riser. Sorry, I just, because I was an airborne soldier, I was a paratrooper with the 82nd Airborne, I get really fired up about that. Having some nasty leg running around claiming he was doing combat jumps in Iraq. That just, especially when he's never been to airborne school. There's plenty of other phonies out there. I was on a live stream with Veteran Biker. Go over to Veteran Biker, show him some love. He shared with me a copy of a forged DD-214 that, as soon as I looked at it, I knew everything was screwed up in it. In the schools listings, they had the wrong amount of time for schools. I mean, basic airborne's 3 weeks. They had it listed as 2. They had air assault school listed as 3 weeks, and it's 10 days. Not to mention the awards were just totally out there. And if this guy had received those awards, he would be very well known in the Special Forces community. Of course, he's not in the Special Forces community because he's never been an SF soldier. But I digress. There's just so many phonies out there you can't keep track. Still waiting on records from NPRC on some of my cases that I'm working. I'm hoping to start seeing stuff. Maybe by the time I get back from Sturgis, the first part of August, I'll start getting some of this stuff. We'll be coming up on the year mark since I've filed a lot of these records requests, and we'll start getting some stuff back. A lot of them I'm going to end up filing a second request only because that first request, I've been told they'll only send you minimal information, and then you request again and request more in-depth records, and they'll send you more stuff. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. So anyway, again, missing in action. Nobody's seen him. Nobody's heard him. He hasn't been on social media that I can find. Maybe his lawyer and the prosecutor came to an agreement, and Jeremy was told, if you're out there blowing this stuff up, we'll just violate your conditions and you'll do the full 10 years instead of the 366 days, a year and a day. And that's just on that one charge. Now, if they were to give him a year for all the pending charges or all the pending cases, he'd probably have 7 or 8 years total, maybe more, I don't know. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see what happens in pretrial, because they will post the pretrial information on the court site and then on his actual trial. And it looks like it's gone to a hearing instead of a jury trial. I can't be sure on that. Stuff on here tends to get, stuff on their court website tends to get a little flaky at times, and it's kind of hard to figure out what they're doing. But it looks like it might be, instead of a jury trial, he's going with a judge trial. Maybe because the judge agreed to his previous NOLO plea and allowed him to get out on PR, personal recognizance, until these other trials come up, these other hearings. So we'll have to wait and see. So that's going to be my weekly update. Oh, geez, you know, the drama never stops with this. From what people have been saying, Jennifer's got her own thing going on now, and I don't know, but it's just odd that she was like the jilted side chick, posting all these really bad, showing Jeremy in really bad light in these videos, and then all of a sudden one day they're all gone. And we're back to, I think the latest video was her ultrasound. So, and then she posted a video about talking about her pregnancy and her baby and all this stuff. But like I said, she still has, she appears to have the access rights to the Metro State YouTube channel. So, not sure. Maybe she'll get pissed off again and post some more stuff. There's no telling. I'm sure there's hundreds of hours of video out there with him doing crazy stuff. You know, talking about pulling people over and his guys pulling people over and a lot of incriminating stuff. And who knows? Maybe she'll get pissed off and start posting some more. You never know. This thing is, it's like follow the bouncing ball wherever it may go. Anyway, if you like the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications of any new media I upload. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Doesn't matter. Just lets me know you're there. And as always, as a motorcyclist, if you're out there on twos in this beautiful weather, make sure you keep the shiny side up, rubber side down. Have yourself a great day.